네, 안녕하십니까. 오늘은 저희가 사회적인 계층과 계급, 클래스에 대해서 말씀드리고자 합니다. 바로 아메리칸 드림, 아메리칸 드림이라고 하는 것이 있죠. 뉴욕에 가면은 높은 빌딩이 있는데 누구나 거길 가면 나도 저런 빌딩을 가질 수 있을 거란 큰 꿈을 갖게 한다는 것이죠. 큰 꿈을 갖고 뭔가 이룰 수 있다는 자신감과 희망을 준다는 것이죠. 다시 말하면 평범하고 중산층으로의 삶을 상류층의 삶으로 나도 바꿀 수 있다는 꿈을 준다는 것이죠. 바로 성공이죠. 사회 계층과 계급에 있어서의 성공. 바로 오늘은 과연 오늘날도 사회 계층과 계급이 존재하는가? 어떻게 존재하고 있는가 하는 문제를 이야기해 보도록 하겠습니다. 미국 사회에서도 소셜 클래스, 사회적인 계층은 민감해서 누구도 함부로 말하기가 힘든 그런 주제인데, 물론 한국에서도 마찬가지죠. 당신은 중하층이다, 당신은 상류층이다, 당신은 하층이다 이렇게 분류하거나 명시적으로 표현과 말은 하지 못하죠. 그만큼 민감한 부분인데 오늘날 엄연히 사실은 계층과 계급이 존재하고 있다는 것이죠. 로마사에서는 이것을 명시적으로 분류를 했죠. 그래서 귀족, 기사계급, 또 평민, 노예계급, 그 다음에 재산과 사회적인 공헌도와 또 교육 정도에 따라서 명확하게 분류를 했다는 것이죠. 오늘 투자와 관련해서 또 로마법과 평등이라는 개념, 그리고 사회 계층 계급이란 것을 한번 이야기해 보고자 합니다. 다음은 미국에서의 클래스 문제를 다루는 영상인데 한번 보시고, 그리고 로마법과 평등, 투자는 의무며 계급이다라고 하는 또 영상을 보시기 바랍니다.
Middle class.
I think they're upper class.
Lower class.
What class are you?
This is a taboo topic.
Heir to the Johnson & Johnson fortune, he exposes the secret of the super rich.
Are you going to be kicked out of the will now?
Her grandfather is the second richest man in the world, and she's middle class with no trust fund.
Do you ever wish you had more money?
Why should class matter? Why should you care? Next.
Hey, a topic so taboo, so controversial. My producers had a hard time getting people to even talk about this.
Class in America may not be talked about, but it is a powerful force in our lives. Your social class often determines what kind of education you get, who you marry, and even how you raise your children. In this country, experts say class matters. Most Americans believe it is possible to go from rags to riches. But it is actually harder today than it was 30 years ago to move up in class. In fact, it's likely you'll drop down. Research shows that the gap between the rich and the poor is growing at an alarming rate, and nearly 40% of all the country's wealth is being held by the richest 1%.
You have tens of millions of workers who can't live on what they earn.
And the middle class, it is literally vanishing, which could spell serious trouble for America's future.
Wealth inequality is probably at an all-time high in the United States.
Hurricane Katrina blew the roof off of it.
We won't help! We won't help! How is a 3-week-old infant gonna be able to survive out here with no milk, no water?
Look how hot he is. He's not waking up very easy.
The great divide between the classes was undeniable.
Oh, we have very few resources. What are we supposed to do?
According to a New York Times special series called Class Matters, class is affecting your life and your children's lives in every way.
So let me ask you, if you see someone with bad teeth or dirty fingernails, would you instantly judge them as being lower class? Okay, so dirty fingernails, would you make an assumption? Dirty fingernails, you would. Okay, uneducated. Uneducated. And what do you deem uneducated? What do you deem as uneducated? Bad grammar. Bad grammar. Lazy. If someone is driving a fancy car or carrying a $1,000 designer purse, what class would you guess they were in? Upper class. Okay, today you're going to meet people who are willing to admit this is something for all of us to think about, what many think and will not say.
If I see someone wearing glitter during the day, big hoop earrings, bright makeup, I know that they are lower class.
Well, unfortunately, I see a lot of anger in the lower classes, a lot of hostility, people that are defeated.
When I see somebody that's extremely obese, I assume that they're in the lower class.
Sometimes upper class women tend to have more of a snotty attitude and think that they're better.
People see a homeless person and they act as if they're not there, as if they just don't matter.
When I see someone driving a Land Rover, I definitely think they're upper class, making around 6 figures.
When I see someone smoking, I do associate that with a lower socioeconomic class.
People generally with poor grammar are less educated and are generally of a lower class.
I don't think I could ever date a mechanic or a garbage man because I associate them, unfortunately, with that smell, whether it's oil or garbage.
Wow. Okay, so today we're really uncovering the truth about class in America and asking you to think about it. That was Maisha. So would you date anybody in a class lower than yours?
Well, it depends on Oprah if they loved me for the queen that I am. But I must say that the boyfriend that I'm currently with wears beautiful suits, very intelligent, and we complement each other.
Uh-huh. That was a politically correct answer about if he loved me for who I am. First of all, would he even have a chance to love you if he were of a lower class?
Well, let's keep it real. I mean, we want to be with someone who is on the same wavelength as you might be, or they might be, in the sense that, let's say if I'm making $100,000 and he's making $20,000, would he understand? Would he be jealous? He might be.
You could help him.
I could help him, but I'd rather get with someone that is already on the same wavelength, that's upwardly mobile and driven like myself.
Okay, okay. Thank you for keeping it real. This is Patience, who says that she is willing to say out loud what a lot of us just think. She believes that there are key indicators. Is that true?
I believe there
that
are
a dead giveaway.
Absolutely.
About a person's class.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take a look at what you said.
Hi, my name is Patience, and I was raised in a low-income family, but now I consider myself upper middle class. There are certain things about people's appearance an indication of lower class. For example, when I look at their hair, if it's plastered up with hairspray and their long fingernails and they're wearing this during the daytime, to me that speaks of lower class. When I think of low class, I think of people who have very poor table manners. For example, pushing the food onto the fork with an index finger. And gratuitous cursing is really a sign of low class.
Okay, so you say what? The minute somebody speaks, you can tell what class they're in.
Absolutely. I think people are constantly making judgments, and when they listen to your diction, whether or not you cut off the ending sounds, whether or not when they don't hear you, you say huh or what, all of that gives an indication as to what class you're in.
Okay, so what about people who misuse grammar?
It can mean classless, yes.
Okay.
You know, English is our friend, and so we don't have to fight it. You can use it to serve you, to expand your opportunities.
Yeah, I believe that. English is our friend.
Absolutely.
You don't have to fight it. Okay, this is Shira, who admits that she also makes judgments about people in other classes, like what?
I see somebody with dirty fingernails, I just automatically assume that they're in the lower class with the collar jobs where you don't really want to do it, like mechanics. Or I grew up in a very small farming community, and from what I remember is they always had dirty fingernails, and I always hated that because it was just, that just kind of portrayed what they were like.
Okay.
And the other thing too is that I'm really, and when I see somebody that's obese, very obese, I really think that they're in the lower class because they don't take the time or they don't have the money in order to progress themselves in being more slender.
Okay. This is Mimi, who says she feels judged every day.
Hi, my name is Mimi, and I consider myself middle class. I am a cocktail waitress with no education, and I feel like I get a lot of disrespect because of what I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm trapped between two classes because I drive a BMW, I carry a Gucci bag, I wear my Chanel sunglasses, but little do people know, my Gucci's fake. My BMW was bought for me as a gift. People automatically assume that I'm this high-class, rich, snooty girl. I can feel the tension, I can feel people's vibes, the negativity, because they think I'm high class, and I'm not. I'm middle class. I work in a high-end restaurant. I get a lot of people that treat me with disrespect and think that I'm poor. And the funny thing is, when I'm driving in my BMW and I'm dressed in my normal clothes and not my uniform, and they assume that I'm rich and I'm the rude one.
So do you say you feel what?
I feel like I'm stuck between two classes. You know, when I'm at work, I'm middle class. When I'm at work, I'm a cocktail waitress. I have people ask me, you know, are you in school? Is this your part-time job? And I'm like, no, this is my full-time job. This is what I do. And, you know, when I'm...
And you feel that they're asking that question, why?
Because to them, this is not a real job, or this is not a career. I've had people snap their fingers at me and say, hey, come here, you know, or yo, come here. And it's like, they treat you like you're poor. They treat you like you are low class.
Okay. So coming up, the way you discipline your